I'm going to jump on the bandwagon of talking about this article. Something big is happening that was released on X a couple of days ago. So the article basically just says, now is the time to pay attention that a week ago, Opus 4.6 and Codex 5.3 came out, and they're different enough and smart enough that if you haven't been paying attention, you better start paying attention, because the changes that they're going to bring are going to affect your life, whether you're a coder in the AI world or whether you're a nurse at a hospital or an accountant or an attorney or whatever. And the reaction to this article has been pretty mixed. For one, the reaction is that it's getting shared everywhere because it's for sure fear mongering. But for two, one of the things that's interesting is that the people that disagree with it disagree for the exact reasons that it says they would disagree. It says, if you haven't used AI, if you haven't used one of these new models, you're going to think that the change is not imminent. But if you have, then you're going to agree that the change is imminent. And then people post, I've been using it, I last used it in December, and this is going to be fine. We're fine, everybody. And it's like, hello, read the article. It says you have to try the new models. And it also says you have to understand the velocity of the acceleration of improvement. Like, that's what you need to understand. Because without that, if you don't see the progress and how it's just sharply going up, like exponentially going up, then you're not going to get how soon things are going to change. Like, you're going to feel like you still have a couple of years. You don't. The other thing people talk about or the reason that they disagree is because they're like, it's going to be more gradual. There's going to be displacement, but it's going to open up a bunch of opportunity. Sure, there is going to be displacement and it is going to open up a bunch of opportunity, but that doesn't mean that just millions of knowledge workers' jobs and livelihoods are at stake in the short term. And like, if that all happens at once, or even a significant, like 5% of it, like not even 20%, even only just 5% of it happens at once, it is going to be so disruptive that we just don't have a framework for how to deal with it. Because these are the people that run the economy. These are not just like, it'd be one thing if 5% of the poorest people lost their jobs, but if 5% of the people that spend and that are the main consumers lose their jobs, we are in for a world of hurt. It is going to be a very different type of depression or recession than what we've seen before. Does that mean I don't want this? No, I do want this. I've said over and over in this TikTok account that I think that it's sort of ridiculous that we spend our time, our best and brightest minds, like helping corporations not get litigated or picking stocks or trying to write the best B2B SaaS, hoping to impress some VCs. Like that's just shitty life. Like, let's do better. Let's make beauty in the world. But it's going to be some pain before we get there. And how do I know this? Like, one of the other arguments is, we don't even know what's going to happen. How would you know? Like, the people that are closest to this stuff have the least idea of how things are going to change. Again, I think that's completely false. It would be one thing if we hadn't seen any of the change start already, but we have seen, as a software developer, I have seen this change take place. I know exactly how much faster I personally can write software than I used to be able to. And I know how much code I have to write to even write like really sophisticated software. And guess how much it is? Nothing. I don't have to write one line of code anymore. Not one. And guess how much time I have to spend reviewing the code? None. It's just gets reviewed by the AI. Seriously. Would I do this for my clients? No. I don't. I still need to our clients still need to have developers go look at the code and make sure that there's not anything weird in there, but like less and less and less, like to the point where at this point it just sort of feels like we're doing this because we're charging so much, so we probably should. But it's for like internal projects, ship it, write the prompt, let it run for a couple of hours, test it out, make a couple adjustments, ship it. You're done. Like, that easy. And we are going to see a real crunch on what clients are willing to pay. And already I've updated our website to be like, hey, we're chasing the rates down to where they need to be. We're not going to be charging you for the time that our developers sit on their hands doing nothing, waiting, reading the internet, scrolling TikTok because Claude is doing their coding for them. So yeah, this is a big deal. And for those of us that are in knowledge work, if we're lawyers, if we're accountants, if we're spreadsheet workers, if we're developers, like, it's coming for us. And I don't exactly know what to say other than know how to use it and try to get ownership in the actual work that gets done and not in the process of doing the work. So my company we are a software development services firm, so we get paid for doing the work. It is much better if we get paid, if we own the value that the work creates. So we're trying to shift our ownership into companies where the software doing the job is the thing creating the value rather than the writing of the software. Same for all of you. If you can get into the thing that people actually care about, the thing that they want done, maybe it's cleaning their house, maybe it's having something manufactured, maybe it's certain healthcare issues taken care of, instead of hourly pay for the thinking that you do, get out of that world. This video is already hella long, but I just wanted to add a couple more things. Like, what are some occupations that are a little bit more resilient? Obviously, there's the ones that people talk about. Like, you could be a plumber, you could be a woodworker, a construction person, or you could, an artist, a watchmaker, whatever. All that stuff, obviously, AI can't do yet. But there are some knowledge work things that are still safe for now, but I don't think they'll stay safe for long. If you're like a CAD designer, an engineer, you're fine for now. If you do a job that involves taste, so maybe you're like a buyer for a big department store, if you're a big buyer, I think a lot of that is data driven, so a lot of that could be handled by AI. If you're a small buyer where it's like you just literally have a boutique and it's really about your particular taste, you're fine. Same with like other things that require just sort of any visual taste, like making films, making decisions about good books, good movies, like stuff like that is still totally safe.